What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today we've got some great information for you guys on the Nintendo Switch and RPG front, but before we get into that, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get my videos first. Now let's go ahead and first jump off into something that is pretty incredible when it comes to the Nintendo Switch and what this system has been able to do when it comes to sales. Now, we all know the Nintendo Switch obviously has a ton of high-selling games, a ton of million sellers, but now we know exactly, based on recent sales numbers inputted by Nintendo, exactly how many first-party games have sold over 1 million units on the Nintendo Switch, and it is staggering. I don't recall another Nintendo home system where Nintendo's been able to track 55 million 1 million selling games. Like, that is incredible. Now, they've had systems to where if you combine it between like the Wii and the DS, or like the GameCube and like the GBA or something like that, then yeah, we've had that before. But one system to have this many million sellers is pretty incredible, with a lot of these being Japanese RPGs. Now, some of the games on this list, like Octopath Traveler, for example, Nintendo is counting because it's a published game by them. At least they handle the publishing duties, but most of them are first-party games. So let's go ahead and go from the bottom to the top when it comes to the 55 known million sellers. Fire Emblem Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, Bayonetta 2, Game Builder Garage, Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training for Nintendo Switch, WarioWare Get It Together, Astral Chain, Nintendo Labo 01 Variety Kit, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, Miitopia, Pokken Tournament DX, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX, Octopath Traveler, Mario Strikers Battle League, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Pikmin 3 Deluxe, Mario Golf Super Rush, New Pokemon Snap, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, ARMS, Metroid Dread, Yoshi's Crafted World, Paper Mario The Origami King, 1-2 Switch, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, Kirby Star Allies, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, Mario Tennis Aces, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, Nintendo Switch Sports, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, Mario Party Superstars, Super Mario Maker 2, Super Mario 3D All-Stars, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, Luigi's Mansion 3, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Splatoon 2, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Ring Fit Adventure, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Super Mario Party, Super Mario Odyssey, Pokemon Sword and Shield, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And of course, this does not count the newest games that recently launched. So for example, a game like Live Alive or Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or Splatoon 3 that is dropping next week as of the time that I'm recording this video. So it's pretty incredible to see that 55 million plus sellers on the Nintendo Switch all in one system. I can't recall another one singular system that's been able to get that many. Maybe the DS, I think maybe that, but when it comes to Nintendo home consoles, it's hard to find that. Maybe the Wii, but overall it just shows that the Nintendo Switch is selling, and it's selling so many games because of the install base and because of the games that are coming out. Nintendo's strategy is pretty simple. They've been able to kind of say, hey, we're not going to go all the way in when it comes to the hardware because games are going to take longer, but we're going to go with pretty moderate and have good profits and be able to put out a steady supply and steady flow of first-party games. Because if you average this out, the Switch has been out for a little bit over 5 years now at this point, going on 5 years and a half, and there's 55 plus million sellers from a first-party development standpoint, not including the third-party games. So if you look at that, they're averaging 10 plus games per year, which is just awesome. Like, you just don't see any other companies doing that when it comes to first party output. I mean, Nintendo kind of has to because they don't have all the third party support out there, but the fact that they're able to get this many first-party games out there, with many of them being quality games, is very impressive, and it's only going to be added to this list. I think that we're going to see games like Bayonetta 3, Splatoon 3, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Live Alive, and many other games being added in. So before the end of the year, we could be seeing 60-something plus games as million sellers from a first-party development standpoint before the 6th year even starts. So insane there. But what are your thoughts when it comes to all of these million sellers here that the Nintendo Switch does have? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys, we do have an update on the Famitsu sales charts, and this week is notable because Soul Hackers 2 launched, and it kind of showed the domination of the Nintendo Switch in Japan, and maybe even a little bit more of a baffling decision when it comes to Soul Hackers and the lack of a Switch version once you see these sales here. So Famitsu has published its estimated physical game software and hardware sales data for Japan for the week of August 22nd, 2022 to August 28th, 2022. Earth Defense Force 6 was the highest selling new release, moving 68,341 copies on the PlayStation 4 and another 24,363 copies on the PlayStation 5 for an opening week total of 92,704 copies sold. SD Gundam Battle Alliance followed with 38,634 copies sold on the Switch, with 17,950 copies sold on the PlayStation 4 and 9,625 copies sold on the PlayStation 5 for an opening week total of 66,209 retail sales. Soul Hackers 2 opened up at 31,604 copies on the PlayStation 4 and 20,257 copies on the PlayStation 5 for a total of 51,861 retail sales. And on the hardware side, the Nintendo Switch family of systems sold 113,530 units, the PlayStation 5 family sold 25,109 units, and the Xbox Series family sold 16,726 units, and the PS4 family sold a whopping 15 units. Yes, there are still supply issues when it comes to PlayStation, Xbox, and even the Nintendo Switch here, but really what this shows when it comes to these numbers is that even with 7 new titles in the top 10, the fact that the Nintendo Switch was still able to do nearly 90k or so, 80 something, 90k more than the PlayStation family of systems kind of shows the domination of the Nintendo Switch hardware. Now this isn't like, oh, look at Switch, nobody should support PlayStation when it comes to Japan. This is not that type of video. I have a PlayStation 5. I think it's fantastic. I play games on there that don't come to Switch all the time. I'll definitely be checking out Soul Hackers and everything, but it kind of shows you that you kind of need the Switch in Japan to really get any big or massive sales numbers on the day one, or at least for a Japanese RPG, because Soul Hackers on the Nintendo 3DS definitely did better in its debut sales than Soul Hackers on the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 4. And the PlayStation 4 install base in Japan isn't terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. But also, if you include the PlayStation 5, which there's backwards compatibility and everything, and the fact that they couldn't outsell what the Nintendo 3DS is doing, it shows that Soul Hackers is kind of that franchise that people want to be able to play portable as well in Japan. It's something that they got with the Soul Hackers games before. They've got with Shin Megami Tensei games before. It doesn't make any sense to not launch a Soul Hackers game or a Mega 10 game or even a Persona game at this point and not have a Switch version. If you're doing turn-based RPG combat, traditional combat, people just like to have that portable. It's not just Japan, just around the world, people love to have that style of game portable play. So it's very important to include the Nintendo Switch on that. Now, I know why they probably did it when it comes to development of the game. Probably they wanted to just get the x86 version out, and there's probably going to be a Switch version of Soul Hackers 2 at some point. But 31,000 copies on the PlayStation 4 with another 20,000 copies when the 3DS version did better in its debut launch. I mean, that definitely shows that there's maybe a little bit of a disconnect when it comes to what the fans are looking for. Now, this does not include digital sales, so we have to factor that in as well. I don't know how high Soul Hackers 2 opened up on the PlayStation 4 charts, on the PS5 charts, but from what I'm seeing right here, Soul Hackers 2 definitely didn't do probably as well as ATLUS would have liked starting out in Japan, considering that fans voted for this game to come back. This is something that fans said that they wanted to come back with Soul Hackers, and then you open up with about 50,000 units retail sold. I mean, that's definitely not the response I'm thinking ATLUS wanted. If they do a Switch version, I think that it can be salvaged just a little bit, kind of like Demon Slayer came out later on the Nintendo Switch and actually ended up doing extremely well. if I'm not correct, it's actually still in the top 30 charts, and it's over 100,000 units sold on the Switch alone. So I think that they can kind of have their little comeback with Soul Hackers 2 once they get that Switch version out at some point. So what are your thoughts when it comes to the Switch sales here? I do want to point out that the Nintendo Switch OLED sold 87,000 units by itself in Japan, with the other models, with the version 2 sell another 17,000 and the Switch Lite sell another 8,000, almost 9. I mean, that's pretty incredible when you don't have any brand new first party software or anything out, and you're basically selling on the strength of what you've already released. Pretty incredible. But what are your thoughts on all this, guys? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, guys, we've got a big RPG release finally confirmed for a Western launch in 2023. I'm looking forward to this one. So Xseed Games will release Trinity Trigger for the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and the Nintendo Switch in North America and Europe in early 2023, the publisher has announced. Now, published by Furyu and developed by 3 Rings, the action RPG is due out first in Japan on September 15, 2022. Now, this game is very unique and interesting because Trinity Trigger features a star-studded group of RPG developers, including world-building artist Yuki N from Secret of Mana, character designer Raita K from Xenoblade, scenario writer Yuta K from Octopath Traveler, and composer Hiroki K from Secret of Mana as well. Now, Trinity Trigger, it is a throwback. It's an all-new action RPG role-playing game, but it wants to give you the look of the old school iconic 90s RPGs with an emphasis on fast-paced, customizable combat where players can take control of 3 young heroes as they attempt to defy fate and save the continent of Trinity. Accompanying them are the Triggers, strange creatures with the unique ability to transform into 8 types of weapons that players must master if they hope to be successful on their quest. And whether you're playing alone or with up to 2 friends via local co-op, explore diverse biomes and dungeons, strategize to exploit enemy weaknesses, and change your destiny. So they're including that local co-op, something that Halo just decided not to do. They canceled that. But don't worry, guys, you got local co-op when it comes to Trinity Trigger. But no, all jokes aside, it's actually a pretty cool feature, and it's a throwback to Secret of Mana. Now, Trials of Mana, which originally had that co-op, when they made the remake, they actually removed the co-op from there. And even games like Tales of Arise, which has been known, the Tales franchise, to have local co-op with an RPG, remove that. So it's even unique in this day to see an action RPG come out with local co-op. Many games don't do that. So that's what makes Trinity Trigger kind of cool to be able to play, because most of the time with these Japanese RPGs, they're usually single player unless it's an online game and there's some type of online co-op mode, but the single player adventure will be local co-op. So yeah, that just reminds me of the old school Secret of Mana. So that's why I'm looking forward to this game. Secret of Mana was one of those games that I played back in the day that made me fall in love with RPGs because it was awesome. It was fun. It was fast. It was fluid, but also you can play with your friends right there. No more waiting or just watching. You can just play. So I'm looking forward to Trinity Trigger. I think it's going to be a great game. I mean, some of the key features in the game here look great as well. You can master the weapons of the gods, seek out Trinitia's mysteries, change the tide of battle, a generational role-playing epic. There's all sorts of cool things that if you're into old school RPGs in the 90s, if you grew up with those or if you play those, that you're gonna like here in Trinity Trigger. So I'm looking forward to playing this one. And of course, this announcement for the Western trailer is awesome to see as well. But what are your thoughts when it comes to Trinity Trigger? It's confirmed for the West, and some of the combat details in the game, let me know in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the next topic here, we've got a brand new overview trailer for Sonic Frontiers. And this game, after the whole debacle of the IGN first, it's looked better and better each time that they showed the game, even with some of that leaked footage from the recent event that we did have. So here's an overview according to Sega. Worlds are colliding in Sonic the Hedgehog's newest high-speed adventure. In search of the missing Chaos Emerald, Sonic becomes stranded on an ancient island teeming with unusual creatures. Battle hordes of powerful enemies as you explore a breathtaking world of action, adventure, and mystery. Accelerate to new heights and experience the thrill of high velocity, open zone platforming freedom as you race across 5 massive Starfield islands, jump into adventure, wield the power of the ancient, and fight to stop these new mysterious foes. Welcome to the evolution of Sonic games. Experience an all-new open zone platforming, race across 5 massive world islands brimming with dense forests, overflowing waterfalls, and sizzling desert landscapes, each with their own unique action platforming challenges and hidden secrets to uncover. Unparalleled high-speed freedom. Adventure across the Starfield Islands and see what each has to offer at the speeds that only Sonic can deliver. Blaze a trail as you see fit and discover side quests, solve puzzles and scale enormous structures, go fishing and encounter a friendly face or two along the way. This is really Sonic of the Wild. Let's get it. Challenge yourself in cyberspace. Discover portraits scattered across the island and venture into cyberspace levels through portraits scattered across the islands featuring signature 3D platforming at Sonic speeds, packing challenges to put your skills to the test. Cyber-powered combat. The Starfield Islands are home to strange creatures Sonic has never encountered before. Use all-new battle system and skill tree upgrades to fight strategically, combining moves such as dodges, parries, counters, combos, and the new Psy-Loop ability to take down mysterious foes and colossal titans. And now, we also have a brand new adventure full of mystery and intrigue. Become Sonic and journey to uncover the mysteries of the remains of the ancient civilization plagued by robotic hordes. With nothing but a handful of questions and a disembodied voice to guide you, set out to save your friends and the enigmatic inhabitants of the Starfield Islands from a colossal mechanized threat. I mean, very good here, guys. Very good. The game is looking awesome. I'm looking forward once again to seeing more of this game in action. It looks great and fluid. I'm wondering how the Switch version is going to run. I'm guessing it'll be okay, but obviously it looks like they're going to be running in terms of like the main version, the PlayStation 5, which I will be picking up this game on there, and I'll probably get a review copy for the Switch version of it. So I'll be playing both and giving my impressions on it. And I'll be honest here, guys, this is the most promising Sonic has looked in a long time. But I'll be honest here, guys, this one does look good. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be a 90+ rated game or anything like that. I'm just liking what they're doing, and hopefully they can build off of this one and not abandon the whole concept and go to something completely different, because that's what Sonic does every single time. They go with something completely different and they never build upon what they have to make an even better game. So we'll see if this one can actually live up to that and live up to the Sonic name. But it's looking good so far. So what are your thoughts when it comes to Sonic Frontiers and everything else that we talked about? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and we will see you for the next video. Peace.